Welcome, my Zentangle friends. My name is Emmy. I'm a CZT. I'm excited to be here with you today. I have a very interesting, unusual tangle to share with you today. I think that you'll like putting this in your repertoire and your different ones that you have. So let's get started. Yes, things I'm grateful for. The ability to do all of this cool stuff, for one thing, and look back on it. Winging It was our last one. And this one is called Fossil. It's by Eni Oken. She is a CZT and she does really marvelous things. And what I'm thrilled about is my ability to see and hear and touch and think. And so that's what I've listed today as the thing I'm most grateful for. Her name is enioken1word.com in case you want to look this tile up or this pattern up or whatever. I'm going to use all of my usual supplies probably. I'm going to maybe use my eraser, although I'm not sure. And I might need a little think about it energy here. So grab what you need and let's get started. I'm going to work both on my calendar and on here as well, and this will not be quite as large as the one I'm going to fill up my calendar one. So what I'm going to do is start by making a shape that I can rely on and use, and it's kind of like a long oval like that. And then I'm going to switch right over to pen when I've got that oval. I'm going to put a stick on a second stick that more or less makes a triangle or a half a triangle. And then I'm going to come up here like this and off the other side. This side is going to get wider and longer. This side is going to stay short and tight to this wall here, this pencil wall that we made. So keep that in mind. And this one more or less it gets wider, like I said, with the boomerang shape. It always anchors up back off the middle here. And then the next one is going to come a little longer. It has the illusion maybe of going around. And this one is going to be right tight. So I'm going to start using, as I build this out, I'm going to start using this area here to continue the building out too. You'll see. This does go really fast. So the shape I'm going to make is the same one I just made, that triangle, and back up. And as I mentioned, this one is going to stay real tight like that. This one is going to end up looping long, back up, and this part is tight right to the first one. Going to start borrowing from that other half of the boomerang. Come right back up. And that one is just tight again. You can't hardly even see it. Tight. This one is long. Again, I'm going to borrow so that I can make this so long. This gets real thick there toward the middle now. Hope you've noticed. Here. Eni Oken likes to make things that kind of remind me of what's called steampunk. And I don't know if you would agree or not, so I hesitate to say that. And it's certainly not meant to be anything but interesting. So here's our pattern. Now these are made to look, or could be reminiscent of ribs. And so what I'm going to do is put a series of small curved whiskers all the way to the outside edge between each of these. And that one I'm just going to darken right back there until there's enough room that I can start those whiskers again here. You're going to find it's a little bit different every time, especially till you get the hang of it. It also is, remember, you can find this on her site. You can also find it on Gratitude's site. I think that this is a very interesting pattern, and I could see a use for it if you want to think about these as ribs. It's just cool. And it's good to do different things. Maybe you'd like to call this a shell? I don't know. It's definitely made to be part of a bigger piece. And the way Eni Oken features it is as part of a bigger piece. So this is standalone, what we're doing. Obviously. How cool is that? So shading is definitely needed. I'm going to shade on either side of those longish ribs or sticks, whatever you want to call them. You're not going to be wrong. And maybe I'll do just a couple of these too. Grab your blender stomp. Do you see how different it is already? With that shading, it just makes all the difference, I think, to a pattern like this. Have fun. And that is it. Isn't it cool? I really think a lot of it. And once I got the hang of it, if you know what I mean. So we are going to start here. This is, believe it or not, day 8 already. Get you a little closer here. And I'm not going to be able to do a big one in here either. But what I'm going to do is more or less like what I did before with a big oval. I got to have something to aim for. I'm sure you feel the same. Start with that triangle at the top of half of a triangle, 2 parts. Oops, sorry. And then when you've got that, come back and close it off. If you recall, we're going to aim with longer and longer on this side. Every time we do one here, we're going to do one here. But this one is going to get longer and longer and longer, and this one is just going to stay tight. And I right away, for some reason, start rolling that one over. I think this is in the eye of the beholder. If you don't see it that way, you know, you should do it the way you see it. Borrowing from that side, bring it back up, and here's one on this side. And these are tight and thin. Long. So you can certainly, obviously, do these the shape that feels right to you. These long sticks. And that's about all we have room for. Okay, coming back to the top. And on the one side, I'll make these curved lines. See, I don't think it's a difficult pattern to do. I hope you agree. It's just got some of the pieces that is exactly what Zentangle is. I had to think about where I am here. Make sure I put this between. Keep turning my work a little bit so it stays in front of me. This gives this the illusion of being rounded when I go over like that. So I like that look, so that's why I'm doing it that way. I'm not sure there's a way to get that wrong. But whatever you have done is also not wrong. Turn a bit. Very, very interesting pattern. Remember, I promised you interesting. There's not much there. Not much there. It's pretty well filled in. Pencil. If I have wide enough ribs, I can do both sides. It would be good if my pencil was sharp enough too, so keep that in mind. Keep your pencil nice and sharp if you want to do some shading on these ribs and have these white areas really pop out. So that's what you notice. That's really what you're going for. Maybe I'll go all the way around the whole piece. There. Grab my blender stump. Do that first, finish all the way around. And that is our piece. How fun is that? That's Fossil. So I'm glad you're here with me today. I hope you really enjoyed it. I did too. I enjoyed working with you and learning something new today. And it's day 8. And I hope to see you again very soon for day 9. Thanks a lot. Bye.